Good?
Ready.
So, I felt like we had chances in the first half to lengthen our lead. And we missed a couple around the rim, we missed a couple free throws, we missed some open threes. But I felt like we played pretty good, we moved the ball good. And then we got ahead and I thought we got tired in the second half. Maybe a little bit, little tentative. But really the MVP of that game was Kareem Rozier. He played like the winner that he is. So go ahead.
I guess just talk about, Coach, talk about the grind of the A-10. This gives you a good example of what's coming, right?
Everybody in this league has some good players. You know, they have, I think the one guy, Freeman, he was on the all-rookie team last year. Leggett's played a lot, he's a good player. They got a good night from Carey. Like he had a really good night. And Malik Martin's one of the tougher guys in the league, he's a tough kid. Where they have trouble is inside, you know. But I will say their inside guys block shots at the rim, you gotta give them credit. But they have 5 blocks. And we missed I don't know whether they were bothering us or we just missed, or we missed a bunch of point blankies, you know, which it's a big difference. But I mean, when you make 18 assists and 6 turnovers and you shoot relatively, I wouldn't say we shot very good, but we shot good enough with those numbers to win.
It seems like in the past when you've played URI, the game seems sort of tight and a lot of them come in as one possession games. So just how were you able to pull ahead of URI today multiple times and also maintain that lead?
We didn't play a lot of guys the second half, but we played a lot of guys the first half. And I don't think they had as much luxury to do that as we did, although he played a lot of bench, a little more than he normally does. And then we decided in the second half to go with mostly our older guys, you know, which I don't really like because those young guys are good players for us, but we just made that decision and kind of rolled with it.
Keith, as we are now 2 conference games in, how much with this health are you still battling, trying to figure out rotations, guys in, guys out, just trying to figure out that kind of thing?
Well, it got complicated again today because Trey Williams has a heel contusion, which he's been battling, but it was worse today. So that kind of changed us around a little bit too. You know, so it's hard. I mean, look, when Reese plays like that, and I thought Rotroff played pretty good, then it becomes difficult. You know, we need to get Dixon and Chabi in the game because they're really talented guys, but it's hard. I mean, because most of them are straight 5 men, you know, and that changes a little bit, you know, how you play. But they're good players, like they're talented.
What did you see from these guys after the Dayton game coming back, the way they carried themselves? When you go into this game, what were you expecting?
Well, you never know what to expect when you have a relatively new team, and even when you have an old team, right? Like, you know, this was a weird dynamic because they had 14 days off, and we played at Dayton and didn't get back till 3 in the morning. You know, so we had a day and a half to prep, you know, and they had a lot of time to prep, but they also had 14 days of, you can be a little rusty. So it's a catch-22. But the biggest thing that I saw is they like each other. So when you lose and you like each other, you have a chance. If you lose and you don't like each other, then that can snowball on you. But it was a big game for us because like Dayton's a hard game. You know, we didn't play particularly well, so we needed to play a little bit better. I don't think we were perfect by any means. I don't think we've maxed out. But we have to win at home if we want a chance at this thing. And you know, with VCU coming up and then I think 2 road games after that, 3 road games, it becomes hard. I mean, so you better take care of this one, especially, you know, when they have a little bit of, you know, they're depleted a little bit in the front court. So he's a good coach, man. Like, look at his dad's probably. I always make fun of Archie and Sean because, you know, those guys are high. They were high major coaches and some of the best in the country. but they're only the second and third best coach in the family. Because John's better than all of them, right? That's a joke. But John Miller's an unbelievable coach. So, like, you're not going to outsmart Archie Miller. You just have to make more plays than they can make.
You mentioned Joe Reese earlier. Can you just sort of touch on his physical style of play, often taking it to the paint and drawing a lot of fouls? Just what does that style of play bring to this team?
I thought he played better today. He still has work to do, but he played better. You know, we got on him hard at Dayton about not coming to the ball, helping us defensively, you know, being a junkyard dog versus a guy that has to score all the time. And we talked to the whole group about, you know, being a little bit like this, but if you base everything on the defensive end, then you won't be as much like this, you'll be more like this. And so, you know, Joe had a rough start at Dayton, but he rallied himself back, and, you know, that's good to see. You're not gonna ask me about this, knowing you, Zach, you're gonna ask me about the change in the starting lineup?
No.
Okay.
No. Come on, Keith. I thought you knew me better than that. No, I did want to ask you, though, just about the crowd in general, just as things were going well, just that they were behind you, and how important it is to encapsulate that with this success.
We hit our guys. We said, look, if you want people to come to the game, you better win. So it was a good crowd, you know. I guess we're going to have to make it 50-cent hot dogs and 50-cent beers, and maybe we can get a sellout. You know, God bless those Pittsburgh people. They like to drink that beer and like hot dogs. So it was a good crowd. It helped us. You know, it's no question the crowd helps. You know, you go to places where there's a lot of people, it changes the game. It makes you, if you have a really good crowd, a lot of times it makes you unbeatable even when you're not very good.
You talked about Shabby, just how he's that natural center you guys need. How do you balance that growth? And obviously the fouls have been a little bit prevalent in the early going, but just continuing to pound on him to just do what he does best and just continue to grow.
It's a hard balancing act. You know, he's going to be maybe one of the best players I've ever coached. I think he has a chance to be that good. Is he there yet? I mean, look, I don't know, what is he, 19, Dave? He's 19 years old. Joe Reese is, what, 23 years old? You know, but that just shows you how talented he is. He's a talented guy. And Rotroff's old, too. You know, Rotroff's the one that's got his minutes hit. You know, I don't know how many he got tonight. He got 17 tonight, and he does a lot of good stuff. He's not going to win any, like, ooh and ah, but, like, he rebounds the ball. He's in the right spot. You know, he's a really good offensive rebounder, you know. So it's a hard deal. It is, but my job is to make Chabi good on a daily basis. And so at some point, he's so good that he has to play. And Dixon's the same way. Dixon plays hard as hell, man. He really does. He does some things like he'll turn the ball over when it matters, you know, or he'll run around, but he plays hard and he's athletic. You know, that's a good quality.
Just how special is it to ring in the new year with a conference matchup win like this, especially, you already mentioned it a little bit, but with the crowd feeling it so much as well?
It's always special when you win. I mean, I know my wife's happy because at least maybe we'll be able to go out to eat now. If we lose, there are no holidays, right? So she's probably a happy young woman right now. So yeah, it's special. It's good. It's you know, it's I think this could be a special place. You know, it's been so dormant for so many years, and you know, I think a lot of the fans have that self-fulfilling prophecy that what's going to happen next to Duquesne. But I think once somebody wins here at a high level, the only time we won here, we didn't have a gym, right? We were playing all over the place. So I think this can be a neat place. Zach?
Keith,
That's it?
Happy New Year.
Appreciate you guys. Be careful tonight, all right?